Good afternoon from the KUOW newsroom. This is Seattle Now. I'm Paige Browning with a roundup of today's top stories. It's Monday, April 13th. The Trump administration is going to help Washington State out. President Trump approved Governor Bob Ferguson's request for federal disaster relief over the weekend. Thousands of Washingtonians who sustained losses in the historic flooding last December can now apply for federal disaster aid. 16 tribal communities and affected residents in King, Snohomish, Pierce, Skagit, Whatcom, and 5 other counties are eligible. You can go to disasterassistance.gov for more information. While last week brought us some spring-like weather, winter isn't over yet in parts of the Northwest. A winter storm warning's been issued for the Washington and Oregon Cascades from Tuesday night through Thursday morning. Between 10 to 20 inches of snow and wind gusts as high as 45 miles per hour are expected for elevations above 2,500 feet. The heaviest snow is expected late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Hannah Chandler-Cooley, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Portland, said drivers should consider adjusting their plans if traveling the mountains.
So we are urging anybody that has travel plans over the Cascades Tuesday night through Wednesday to be prepared for hazardous weather conditions and driving conditions.
Chandler-Cooley says roads above 2,500 feet could be affected by heavy snow. A bit of a jolt already hit some Washingtonians this week. At least 18 earthquakes have struck since Sunday morning off the coast of Washington, but seismologists say they do not pose a threat to people on shore. The Pacific Northwest Seismic Network says it detected them along the Juan de Fuca Ridge about 250 miles offshore. The largest so far has been a magnitude 4.2. In public health and public safety news, a few stories to start off our week today. First, the Men's Soccer World Cup in Seattle is about 2 months away. Anna Boyko-Wyrock reports on how city security is staffing up.
There's a control room in Pioneer Square, like a nerve center for monitoring and responding to trouble. Right now, it's dead. But come game day, imagine around 80 people clustered into strategic teams.
We'll have representatives from FIFA, Washington State Patrol, King County Sheriff's Office, King County Emergency Management, as well as about 25 different city departments here.
Kenneth Nafsey is operations manager for Seattle Emergency Management. Other departments are also getting ready, with plans for police staffing, traffic routing, and even where to park some fire trucks for those exuberant fan fireworks. So far, people from more than 180 countries and territories have purchased tickets for matches in Seattle. The first is June 15th, Belgium versus Egypt. Anna Boyko-Wyrock, KUOW News.
To health. Public health officials in King County are once again urging people to watch out for measles symptoms like a fever or unexplained rash. That's because an infant who was recently diagnosed with the highly contagious disease had visited a number of places in Bellevue and Northeast Seattle between April 3rd and April 8th. They also rode on the Light Rail 2 line before they got admitted to Seattle Children's Hospital. Health officials say those who might become infected will likely get sick between last Friday and April 29th. The state's confirmed at least 33 measles cases so far this year. One of the biggest health events of the year is days away. The free-of-cost Seattle King County Clinic kicks off next Thursday, and its leaders expect high demand as cost of living expenses climb. KNKX reporter Mitch Borden has more.
Seattle King County Clinic founder Julia Colson says they're prepared to care for both insured and uninsured people.
We are seeing people who are employed and have families, and those are the folks that are just struggling to make ends meet.
She is expecting to see more middle-income patients who in the past may not have thought they'd need to turn to a free clinic to access procedures such as mammograms and x-rays.
Because either the cost of health care has gone up, and also the state of the economy in general is affecting people.
The clinic is open to anyone on a first-come, first-served basis. In the past, people have waited in line starting the night before. I'm Mitch Borden, reporting.
No identification or proof of income is required. For more information about the Seattle King County Clinic, head to seattlecenter.org. Judges who oversee weddings across Washington state have long noted on their profile pages if they can officiate in languages other than English. But now, a new statewide ethics committee says that's a problem. Gustavo Sugrero explains.
The opinion from the Washington court system says courts who have judges highlighting their language services amounts to promoting an individual judge over others, and they should stop doing it. But King County Judge Veronica Galvan is pushing back on that. She's the only King County judge still sharing she can officiate a marriage in a language other than English.
I think that this is about being able to access a service as an officiant of a wedding in the language that you are most comfortable with.
Galvan could potentially be sanctioned for the practice. This issue came about because of a question to the Ethics Oversight Committee for the state courts. On King County's page listing judges who perform weddings, there's no resource listed directing couples where to go if they want their ceremony in a language other than English. Gustavo Sugrero, KUOW News.
There's another objection by law enforcement to a new state law that allows counties to remove some sheriffs from office. The Washington State Sheriff's Association and a candidate for Kitsap County Sheriff are suing, saying the law takes power away from voters. The new law allows local jurisdictions to remove police chiefs or sheriffs from office if a state commission has decertified them for misconduct. 4 Eastern Washington sheriffs have also sued to oppose the law. A lot in sports today and a bit of recreation news mixed in. First, the pressure's on for the Seattle Storm tonight, who are in the midst of a major shakeup of players and staff. They'll get 4 picks in the WNBA draft tonight starting at 4 p.m., and they will need to capitalize on every one. The Storm lost their 5 leading scorers over the weekend to trades. Seattle's team also has a brand new coach this year in Sonia Rahman and new broadcast staff. The Storm are now rallying behind their reliable 6'4" center, Ezi Megbagor. Tonight's order has Seattle picking 3rd, a strong position to draft one of the best players coming out of college. My Parks and Rec note for the night, Seattle's Lake Washington Boulevard will limit car access again this summer on weekends to make it a haven for walking and biking. Mayor Katie Wilson said today the bicycle weekends will expand to Saturdays and Sundays all the way from Memorial Day through Labor Day. On holidays, they'll add an extra day. And finally, some good and some bad. The good, the new Ichiro Suzuki statue outside T-Mobile Park has been fixed, at least temporarily. The bat broke during its unveiling on Friday. And the bad, the Seattle Kraken's home season ends tonight. This will be their 3rd straight season without making it to the playoffs. Tonight's opponent, the LA Kings, dashed that hope over the weekend. Next time on Seattle Now, tax season is when a lot of us give our personal finances a hard look. We'll get some tax tips and practical financial advice from Tori Dunlap, the founder of Her First 100K.
Money is not about math. Again, I hear from women all the time, oh, I'm just not good with numbers. Guys, I majored in theater. I majored in theater and communication, okay? It's not about math. It's about your emotions.
Hear more Tuesday morning. That's all for today from the KUOW Newsroom in Seattle. Our producer is Brooklyn Jamerson Flowers. I'm Paige Browning. Seattle Now and KUOW are members of the NPR network. Hope your week is off to a great start. Talk to you later.